tell you why you should listen to this message, to my thoughts, because just like me, you are the target. You are the audience. You are the consumer of this media, of this stuff that I'm about to talk about and break down. So whether you want to take it or not, this definitely has value to you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Someday I'll Have a Podcast. My name is Ren. I am your host, and here we talk about anything and everything, anything under the sun, anything over the sun, whatever I feel passionate about on any given day of the week that I record. And I want to just dive in, so thank you for being here. This episode is highly inspired by a video I was just watching by Kiki Chanel on YouTube entitled New York City Influencers Are Boring. And without giving you too much detail on the video, I'll have it linked in the show notes. But basically, there's a lot of uproar talking about how influencers are boring these days because they're all doing the exact damn same thing. And not only that, but they do all look the same. They look the same. They act the same. They're sponsored by the same brands. They're showing you the same exact products and hyping things up for you to buy. And like I said, you and I, we are the target audience, okay? So today I'm talking about my issue with influencers. As just a random person on the internet, as an average consumer, I'm going to tell you my issue with influencers. And I think that I do have the basis to talk about this. And why it matters coming from someone like me is the fact that I am the audience. I am the target. I am the people. I am the person that this is meant to affect. And in any sort of way, any type of time with consumerism, I think I should have a say in the type of content that I consume, the type of products that I buy. But it's just a really interesting atmosphere out there right now with everything being sold to us via TikTok, via Instagram, via Facebook, all of these social media platforms. It's not as common for brands to buy out billboards and do like marketing that's not online anymore. Of course, it still happens. We still rely on those news sources and other things, but especially as young people, millennials, any generation below that, we are the targets of all of this content, and it does have an effect on us, whether you want to believe it or not. So I just want to start by addressing that the people that are being influenced are usually young. They are impressionable. Oftentimes they are girls and women, and they're being showed just endless amounts of products. Not to mention that half of those products are meant to make you more beautiful, keep you young forever, all of this stuff. And this is this type of stuff that we are constantly consuming day in and day out. And if you're the type of person that does not spend hours a day doom scrolling on these given social media platforms, then I admire you. That's amazing for you. I personally got rid of my TikTok. When it was banned or whatever, I just deleted it and called it a day. But I mean, I am not immune to this. I have definitely spent plenty of time just scrolling on social media, seeing what other people are up to, seeing what trends are happening, whatever showed up or suggested to me on my pages, right? We are the victims. We are the victims here. But the target audience of these influencers are usually young and impressionable people. And I feel that instead of showing just nonstop products that we're wasting our money on, why are we not consuming anything that is giving us value? Why are these influencers giving the same spiels day in and day out about the same products all the time without actually offering any value? All they're doing is trying to sell you something. Why? Because they make commissions or because they make money from selling you something. Okay, great. So they're salespeople, right? They're marketers. Okay, great. So that's their job. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with marketing. There's nothing wrong with influencers doing that job. But I feel that there is some sort of responsibility that they need to take because of the audience that they're targeting, because of the audience that they're reaching, right? I'm thinking about these high school students and these young women in college and the effects that the things that they're always seeing are all about these things that you have to have, and you need this to be cool or look pretty or be popular or get into your sorority, and you need to blah, 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 right? But how about instead of showing them all of these useless, wasteful, frivolous products, why don't you try and show and offer some value through your content? None of these people are showing, this is how I build my business. None of them are showing the background of, this is how you can become successful as a marketer. No one is offering financial literacy, building a business, even if it's in the social media sphere. Why aren't you providing actual value to your audience, things that they could learn from? I'm not saying all these influencers are shallow, at least not usually. I'm just saying that I think, in my opinion, they should be giving more substance to their audience. All of these people are posting the same things. They all look the same. They literally are, as they say in this video that this podcast was inspired by, carbon copies of each other. And again, this is not to knock their success or, marketing. It's marketing, right? Every business does it. It's part of our capitalist society. It's how things work, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not even saying there's necessarily anything wrong with influencers selling you products. I just wish that because of their target audience, that there was more responsibility, accountability, respect for the people you're influencing. They're called influencers for a reason because they have a lot of push. They have a lot of power in that way. There really is a power dynamic at play, and it's just a little frustrating to me. And I think that the reason why there is that lack of substance, that lack of education, that lack of sharing the secrets of building your business or doing these things is because they often come in there with a scarcity mindset. There's this idea that there isn't enough room for everyone in this sphere. We can't all be successful influencers. And sure, no, we definitely cannot all be successful influencers. There's 7 billion people on this planet. We're not all made for that job. We're not all cut out for it. Not everyone wants to do that. We can't all be successful. But if you also think about the number of just brands and businesses and companies that would love to work with influencers, okay, influencer marketing has been effective for the past however many years. There is plenty of room in this sphere, in this industry, for more and more people. Surprise, there is room for everyone. There is room for all different types of bodies and creators and styles. It really is a little bit exhausting and annoying to, as the consumer, as the person who is, consuming this content, to see the same people doing the same things, promoting the same projects over and over again. And I say that because, oftentimes these are skinny, blonde, rich women. And I think this is rooted in a lot of deeper issues of our society as well, if you really want to go in and unpack that. The spotlight is constantly on these people who look exactly the same. Why are we live in a culture that is so obsessed with one type of look and style, and it's honestly just kind of annoying. Even though I am the target audience in a lot of ways, I am a young woman of a middle class income. I very well could be influenced to purchase a shirt from a brand or this pair of shoes or to buy this makeup. Although I'm the target, I am so disgusted because it's the same so-called trendy bullshit that will be not trendy in a year. And frankly, I think it's so ugly when, oh my gosh, now I'm just outing myself. And this is not to judge anyone. My personal opinion is I don't want to wear the same goddamn thing that every single other girl is going to be wearing when I walk into a given place. And I think it's so funny. Again, my personal experience, my personal preferences, I see girls walking down the street. So I currently live in Washington, D.C., and I see girls walking down the street wearing the exact same outfit. They're together. They're shopping together, and they're wearing the exact same outfit. And I'm like, do you mean to, is this on purpose? Why? Why do you want to look exactly like the person next to you? Why don't you want to embrace your own personal style? Why don't you want to find your own personal style? Well, let's think. Probably because it's getting shoved down your throat constantly that this is what's trendy. This is what will make you look cute. This hairstyle will make you look good. Use this product and this product and this product and this outfit and this brand. And then your life will look like mine, a rich, beautiful influencer. It's toxic, it's damaging, and frankly, so ugly. I'm sorry, but some of the things that are trendy and again, my personal preference, because I'm sure so many people will probably look at what I wear and what I enjoy and be like, why is she wearing that? But that's okay with me because I would rather celebrate and own my personal style and feel actually comfortable and actually confident in what I'm wearing than literally blending into a crowd. Where is the fun in that? Okay. Again, you can tell I'm getting hyped up because I'm so passionate about this because like, I just don't see the fun in it. And I don't think it's good or healthy. I think this is breeding people to be in their 30s, their mid 30s, early 40s, and have no idea who they are. Like, I can't speak for like that experience personally, but I think so many people are stuck in this cycle of just buying the things they're told to buy and wearing them and being a certain way because they believe it'll bring them success. But then they have a midlife crisis because they don't know who they are. They don't know what they actually like. They don't know like anything about themselves because it's just this constant cycle of consumerism, influence to buy these products, whatever. And maybe I'm just feeling this way because I do watch a lot of commentary videos on YouTube talking about these kinds of things, but it's actually insane the way people put so much of their own identity into wearing certain brands and owning things. Like, it just blows my mind. And I can't say that I'm not immune to these things, right? I know that I'm guilty of putting on like a influencer type of persona when filming videos, or like if I'm going to post something, I feel like my tone of voice changes a little bit because I know like, oh, well, this is what they've been successful with. And I have to like snap myself into reality and remind myself that, listen, girl, your platform is built on authenticity. Like what you're doing, the way that you're copying, it's not going to be effective and it's not true to who you are. Be true to who you are. That there's real power in that. There's real influence in that. And I'm just praying to the God Almighty that I can, with this episode or with anything that I do, that I can reach an audience. Again, like I said, I am a random nobody on the internet, but they all started that way too, right? Until they started following a certain pattern and ended up where they are. So it's such like a crazy like cycle, but also like dichotomy of what works and what doesn't in social media. But I also think that we're on this way to breaking that down, breaking through that. But I hope that my words, my authenticity, my platform, how I use my platforms is reaching or can eventually reach an audience of people that can be inspired to kind of break out of that, be encouraged to do your own self-discovery. Go to the mall, go to the thrift store, preferably, and actually look at what you like. Honestly, the thrift store is, I'm always an advocate for the thrift, but it's also better because then you can look through the racks. It's not all current trendy pieces. It's just clothes, right? And you can decide what you actually like. It's not just the same trendy pair of jeans that you can get at every single store at the mall because that's what's trendy. So every single brand is going to have their own exact replica of that item because that's what they're telling you to wear right now. You can actually go through and find, what do I like? What actually fits my body type? Right? What actually works with me, what looks good on me, rather than, once again, following, no matter what your body type is, what these like very size 1 or 2 or whatever, I don't really know women's sizing, it changes depending on the brand, but these tiny, very dainty body types look like and what looks good on them, because no, it's not the same. Learning about what looks good on your body type instead of just what complements you, what complements your body, instead of just going off of and trying to replicate and copy what these people are wearing and telling you to wear. It's honestly brutal. It's brutal out here, as Olivia Rodrigo would say. So yeah, I think I'm off my soapbox for a moment. But all of that to say, be conscious and mindful about what you're consuming. Remind yourself that it's fabricated. It's all fabricated. And half the time, the things that you're watching that these people are recommending, they could very well not even enjoy the product. But guess what? They are getting paid to sell it to you. They also get paid when you buy into it, when you believe what they're telling you. And you're going to end up looking like every other Joe Schmo on the street. If you find value in that, that's great. But make that be your own decision. Decide if that's what makes you feel good. Do you feel good walking into a bar and literally looking exactly like every single girl in there? If you do, that's fine, that's dandy. And there's nothing wrong with that either. There's nothing wrong with liking trends and being into the trends. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to be conscious and mindful about, as being the consumer, what we are consuming and why do we buy into it if we buy into it? What is the deciding factor that we want to buy something that someone is telling us to buy? Is it because someone else told us it's cool? Or is it because we think it's cool? Is it because we actually would enjoy this product or enjoy wearing it or like trying it out? Personally, I find value in creating my own style. And I totally admire, like, there is nothing I love more than going to a place and seeing people embrace their own style. Sometimes it's shit that I would definitely not wear. And sometimes I get inspired by the way that they style things, even if I wouldn't wear it. Sometimes it's something I'm like, damn, where did you get that? And yes, I would love to look exactly like you because I think what you did with this outfit is so cool. But it's not the basic stuff that you see on every single mannequin in every single window down the street of the stores, okay? And so again, I'm talking from my own personal experience, but my challenge to you is to challenge that, to push the envelope, to question what you're consuming, why it's working, why it's not working on you. Like, it's marketing, guys. At the end of the day, it's like, it's their job, these influencers, and I just wish they would have a little bit more accountability and like respect for their viewers, the people who are literally making them millionaires, right? The people who are watching their content and buying their stuff. I wish they would provide a little more value to that. And at the end of the day, like I said, their job is marketing. So I guess there is no responsibility. But if they're going to frame it as, this is my lifestyle and this is how you should live your life too, which a lot of them do, I think they need a wake-up call. And I think anyone who's buying into it needs a wake-up call too, to be brutally honest. And it's heartbreaking a little bit. It makes me sad seeing young girls, young women in general, people in general. Like, I know that this has been very like female forward podcast, but I hope any man listening can also get some inspiration from this and like learn something from this too. Any person listening can gain something from this. But my point being, I don't exactly remember where I was going with that, but I think it was just that we're impressionable. Your audience is young and impressionable. And if they're consuming your content all the time, they likely are listening to what you're saying and taking it as fact. So maybe just remember that and have some respect for your audience, honor where they are in their lives. And I don't know, I would like to see some changes, and we have to hold these people accountable. But anyway, I think I'm off my soapbox, part 2 again. I really am passionate about this, guys. I really am. And maybe it's because I'm in the space of like, you know, making videos online and, you know, trying to reach an audience that I'm like, if only what I do is a little more sought after, then maybe I would have more success. Because I don't think I go towards the grain in that way. I pride myself on trying to always make authentic content, realistic content, relatable content, like, because I literally am just your average person. But unfortunately, like, that's not what audiences want to see. And I just really hope that we can shift that, for the, you know, it would definitely benefit me, which would be cool, but also for the sake of like the consumer. The reason I do this is because I am the consumer that's lacking someone like me in the algorithm, right? And so, yeah, I think we just have to keep pushing. Maybe spend some time searching out other creators that you can be inspired by and even like potentially quote unquote influenced by, but that isn't the same as every other person. You know, there's plenty of things out in the world to be inspired to do. And yeah, I just hope that if you're listening, that you take this with you a little bit. Okay, now for my favorite part of every single episode, where I tell you a song that I've been listening to on repeat based on my on repeat playlist by Spotify. I could have a few guesses. I know I've been listening to a lot of the band Camino, a lot of like Knox lately. Lily, Is That You? So I don't know exactly what I would guess, but ooh, okay, this was up there. I kind of didn't realize. Okay, the song Blood and Sugar by Boys Like Girls. Boys Like Girls just came back, I think maybe in 2023, with an album, maybe 2024, that they literally hadn't been around since like, or making music since like 2014, or I'm probably getting those exact years wrong, but they've been off the map for a while, and they released this album, and I recently got introduced to it. I recently found it, and this song Blood and Sugar, I think it's the best track on the album. It's like kind of groovy, funky, but also like with that alternative, like kind of like pop punk background. It's good. Highly recommend. I'll have it linked in the show notes as always. And once again, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me when I see people listening. I'm hoping that, like I said, reaching the audience, it really helps me if you rate this, if you share it, or anything like that, or even just following the show on any platform. I so appreciate it. It helps me so much. Even honestly, word of mouth is so important, okay? Especially as a random person on the internet without a ton of followers and not a lot of influence. An influencer, you might say. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Don't forget to make your someday today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.